Hello, welcome back to another video. We're gonna get straight into it. To all my 86 and BRZ owners, I'll show you a little problem that I've been having. So this little gap between the rear windshield and the trunk catches way too many leaves, and I'll show you just the amount of mess that it catches and just gets on your trunk when you open it. And when it rains, all this gets wet and nasty and just makes it a hassle to clean up. Which is why today, thanks to Driven Media, we have this piece right here. This goes right in the edge of the windshield and the trunk, which will block that gap so that no leaves can enter. Only water can drain through and the leaves will run right off over your trunk and just onto the road. No more clogging, no more mess in the inside of your trunk. And with all that being said, let's get this installed on the car. Driven Media does provide the necessary double-sided tape to put along the edging of this piece. So we're gonna go ahead and get that put on. So we're gonna take the double-sided tape and start along this main edge right here. So we're just gonna start right here at this edge and just run it through slowly. Make sure to take your time with this. You know, you don't have to rush when installing the tape. Every time you're shaping it to this curve, make sure to press down firmly with your other hand, just so that the tape really sticks to this piece. Now, I didn't prep this piece at all. I didn't clean it because it just came out of the packaging and it wasn't exposed to any outside materials or none of that. So I didn't need to fully prep it. Okay, now that we've gotten to the corner, we can go ahead and take scissors and just snip it like that. Okay, so we have the first edging done, and we obviously left this part of the tape still on there. We don't want to remove this because we don't want any debris touching it before we put it on the car. We want it to be as clean as possible when it contacts the car so that when it hits, it sticks on it really well and there's nothing to pull it out. And you don't want this flying off in the middle of the highway. Next part we're gonna do is the bottom curve. This is a TRD option if you were to opt in for it. This doesn't come on, you know, the base or the premium models that are sold in the US. This is primarily a TRD, an extra piece that you can get online. And I believe some markets in Japan sell it with this on the car. But we have the TRD style piece in the black color, and this will match perfectly with the red car. This is the same car that Kevin has. I think any color 86, this would look fine on, but this is mainly your preference. Now I'm gonna hit the edges. And I'm gonna do 2 layers on the edges so that it can stick really well. And just like that, we're done. It is all prepped up with tape. I'll actually show you. Right here, you can see I left a little gap. It's because there's a little notch in the piece that allows for water moisture to escape so that water doesn't build up underneath this piece and ends up lifting your tape up. It allows for the water to escape through this little notch, and you don't want to close that notch, which is why I left a gap in the tape. So before we put this on the car, we're gonna prep the window now so that that isn't dirty. I have some glass cleaner and a microfiber. So let's go ahead and start cleaning the windshield. You want to get this really clean. And I'm gonna get underneath this part on the inside of the trunk as well. And this is the reason why you want to clean it, because all this dirt and grime, you don't want to be stuck to your tape and now the tape doesn't work anymore. So make sure when you're installing this or any piece on the body kit. Matter of fact, clean the surface if you're using tape. If you're screwing it, that's a different story because the screw can just tap into whatever piece you're screwing into. But if you're taping something, make sure both surfaces are clean before you stick it to anything.
On both sides. And then the edge, like I said, just...
Okay, so one thing that I did off camera was make these little tabs in the tape. And let's say you don't line it up correctly, you can just pull off a little bit of adhesive compared to this whole thing being stuck on the car and now it's off-centered. This just allows for you to place it right the first time on the car. So what you want to do is come from the back of the trunk when it is open. You want to line this up right on the edge of the glass, and that should give you perfect flush fitment with the rest of the car. And I'm actually gonna angle this up a little bit more. So now we're just gonna readjust. Now this should flush perfectly with the car taking a look step back. I think we're good to go. I'll show you the tab setup as well. This is how the tabs look. All I have to do is just pull this and it'll come right off. But before we pull any tabs, I'll show you it's pretty much even aligned. This gap is pretty even as well. It blends really well with the rear windshield. Very simple, very sleek little mod that we added to the 86. Some problems you might run into when doing this is that the tape might get stuck underneath. So I have a pair of tweezers that I'm just gonna go and remove these last little tabs that are stuck between the piece and the glass. And just like that, we have the piece installed on the trunk. No more tabs on this at all. Apply a lot of pressure to each part of the tape. If you come from back, you can't even tell it's there, but now no leaves will get into this gap. That's gonna be it for this one. I thought I'd show you this quick little install of a pretty cool piece that Driven Media offers. Very simple to put on your car and very useful as well. So thank you for watching. With all that being said, I will see you in the next one.